We have open mics.
Yo, yo, yo. The freight world, unfiltered coffee running strong. Oil field carrier keeps the wheels rolling on. Fraud expert spots the scam before it lands. Sarcastic broker with a comeback and a plan. 3 views, 3 personalities, no filter, no fake. Smart, fast, honest.
Do you even freight?
Do you even freight?
Good
Love it. We have a
morning,
disclaimer now.
fellas. That's because we apparently have hot mouths. Somebody suggested that we needed
No, not us.
square jar.
Well, I got to admit, we should never, folks, and if you haven't heard this before, never take legal or professional advice from a podcast. For the love of God, please don't do that. Hire your own attorney and get a professional opinion.
Absolutely.
Or go to Facebook like everybody else does.
Yes.
If your roadside
No,
attorney,
that is not legal advice.
No, Jesus, man. Yeah, how many times it's like YouTube, YouTube University. Okay, geez, they learn the industry off of YouTube or University, and they think they know everything. You don't know crap if you're learning about the industry off of YouTube. Sorry, and yes, I get the irony.
I mean, we live the industry and we don't even think we know everything.
There was I'm a member of a couple of groups on Facebook. I'm to the point now where I just scroll and laugh. But it's constantly, guys. One of the biggest ones is called Hot Shot Trucking. And there's some good advice out there from guys that have been in the industry that are trying to impart advice to the various folks that come and do things. But I get a kick out of it. There was a post this morning that I was reading on. The guy said, "Hey, I got pulled over. I have 35% tin on my 1 ton. And they made me peel the film off because it's legal for the state, but it's not legal for DOT." The first comment was, "Did you read your green book?" It's right there. I mean, how do you get into a business or an industry and not know the rules and regulations of the business or industry? I get it. Maybe you grew up as a carpenter and you want to go and be a GC or something like that. You already have some industry experience, but there are so many folks that are coming into trucking that aren't from trucking, that don't know anything about it. And they just hop in. And if you look at the laws and the regulations surrounding being a carpenter versus the laws and regulations of being a motor carrier, you are way more highly regulated as a motor carrier than you are as a carpenter. It blows my mind, but hey, here we are.
I've had a lot of people sit there and call me an expert in my time. I hate that word. Expert is a horrible, horrible word. It really is. You're a specialist. If you're an expert, that implies you know everything. All right. About the only time I will ever use the term expert is when I have to go to court as an expert witness. Other than that, I stay away from that word.
Yeah, I like to tell people I don't know everything, but if I know something, I'll find somebody else who does. So I'm really good at that's my expertise, right? Figuring it out some way.
Oh yeah, that is the expertise. That's called logistics. Okay, I don't shy away from court because I make a lot of money when I get called into court as an expert witness. I mean, a lot of money, ridiculous amounts of money to do that.
You're so humble. You're so humble. I really
know.
Like you.
I've only had the chance to do it twice, but it was like, oh, dude. Yeah, no, it was great. I loved
it. Kevin, your school started this morning, right?
First day of school this morning. So I kind of squeaked in right here underneath the wire before we went live. I started my laptop up this morning. I'm actually sitting out in the pickup right now. The laptop is updating firmware for the past. No blue screen of death. It's updating firmware. It has been for the past 2.5 hours. I love it. So if anybody from I think that's a Dell or Microsoft is watching, hey, I love your update schedule. It really screws up work. Cheers.
Especially when you have a whole office and it does it at the same time.
Yes.
I really love that. Well, you're down in Texas, and Texas apparently needed a whole lot to talk about this morning.
All right.
Yes.
Little booger sugar to start the morning off with.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So first, authorities in Wichita County stopped 67 commercial vehicles 5 tractor trailers were impounded and 14 people were detained for alleged immigration violations. And then down in Laredo, a truck hauling bell peppers crossed the World Trade Bridge, and CBP found 16 packages containing, hot damn, 37.69 pounds of alleged cocaine inside the tractor. That's a
Oh
whole lot
boy.
of fucking cocaine.
A blow.
And just
A blow.
just in case you didn't know or don't know how much 38 pounds of cocaine is, that's about, I did some research for you. That's about 30 or 75 grande coffees, 150 tacos. Kevin, 25 huge ass steaks, like 24-ounce ones, okay? And then 12 bottles of wine. That one I might have done research at home.
So,
Who knows?
so for me, Shimmy, I appreciate that. That would be 12 steaks and 6 bottles of wine, which would be a good Friday evening. Yes.
Well, I don't know.
Are you familiar with Red Barclay?
I know.
Or are you not? You're not. You guys aren't Simpsons fans. Never mind.
I mean, didn't you just use a Simpsons word on Monday?
Hey! Do not sit there and criticize my cromulent behavior.
Well, I don't even. What was the word again? What was the word? I can't remember.
Cromulent.
From Monday. Cromulent. That's right. That's right. That's what it is.
Yes.
So
I know.
CBP is making drug arrests, which they do all the time. I want to talk about that, but first I want to talk about Wichita County. Wichita County is 2 counties north of me. That was on Highway 287, which is one of the major north-south routes, or northeast-southwest routes. Runs through Wichita straight into DFW, goes on down into, it runs into I-45. From there, you'll go up to Amarillo, up into the panhandle of Oklahoma, and then up into Colorado. Takes you all the way up. The scale that they stopped those guys at was not a full-time installation. It was not a fixed structure. That was a roadside pullout. There are now plans to put a scale house there.
Put a what there?
There are now plans to put a scale house and inspection station there.
Sounds like it might be needed.
Yeah. And you know, I hate it. I hate it for the disruption it causes customers. I hate it for the disruption it causes carriers. I have sympathy for the drivers that are now caught up in a legal battle. Sympathy. Well, empathy may be the better word. But at this point in the game, I think everybody has seen on the news, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Snapchat, on whatever form of social media it is that you consume, that they're not playing anymore. And if you're not here legally, and if you don't have a CDL, and if you get caught, you're going to jail. And your truck is getting impounded. And customer, your load is getting impounded. And broker, you're not getting it back anytime soon.
Right. Well,
this is not news.
Depends on the crime that's being committed. Depends on the crime that's being committed and the state that it's being committed in. But yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. And this specifically, they've not actually specified why the 5 trucks were impounded, or if the 14 individuals were commercial drivers, or if they held CDLs. We don't know yet. But Kevin, what the fuck is happening in Texas? There's a lot of cocaine down there. A lot of cocaine, apparently.
We're a pass-through state, and we share a border with Mexico, which unfortunately means that, well, fortunately means we have a lot of trade. Unfortunately means that we see a lot of nefarious action, not just in drugs, but also in cabotage. We see a lot of instances of Mexican nationals coming across the border and working way cheaper than any American citizen will. It's a complex situation with a not necessarily one-step easy answer. Unfortunately, because of the amounts of money involved, especially when you're talking about, what was it? How many pounds was it, Shimmy?
37, almost 38, 37.69, which for the 3-letter bros, just in case you wanted to know, is about it would cost about 89,000 cans of Zin. Okay, a lot of mouth pouches there. Is about what you would have gotten for almost 38 pounds of cocaine. That's a lot. That's a lot. $503,000. Just I did a little research.
Is that total or per pound?
That was total for that one.
That was
Apparently
total. Okay.
they found another, there was another seizure as well. And so the total between the two seizures, with, I believe, I can't remember the exact days apart, but within a few days was like 50 something pounds, and it came out to over $1 million in cocaine.
Mm-hmm. We've seen them put false compartments in fuel tanks, hollow out round bales of hay, and put it in there. Underneath the flooring of a flatbed trailer, they'll pull the flooring up, build a compartment underneath the flooring, and then store it, and then put the flooring back on. They get creative, but I mean, that was 30 pounds was $500,000. There's a lot of money involved in that. And I tell people, I'll do a lot of things as long as it's not illegal, unethical, or immoral. But you start throwing money at problems, and people's ethics and morality start becoming very, very flexible.
Welcome to my world.
How do you combat that? Welcome to the world.
Desperate people do desperate things. It's just a fact of life. One of the big things we have in cargo theft is you have logistics managers who don't make a lot of money, who start tipping off people like the Mexican cartel to specific loads that are going off. All they do is they do a little tip, and they're going to get paid for it. And that's how you get inside actors causing your freight to get stolen. So it's crazy.
I would like to point
Pay
out,
your people better. Pay your people better.
Yes, we don't know yet if the driver actually was involved or knew. We do not know that. They did seize apparently the entire truck, so all of the cargo as well, even though apparently it was found only in the tractor. But hey, that's one of the things that's why you have to vet, because
from
you
a
have carriers
legal
that are involved in
standpoint,
this.
it does not matter. If they are caught with it, they are in possession, they are now involved. So drivers, when you do your pre-checks, make sure you don't have something hidden on your truck that you don't know is there.
Yeah. Nobody likes jail. It's not fun. I've been told.
Yeah, but I say I wouldn't know, thankfully. But I'm also
I was
a man.
arrested.
So.
I was arrested and charged with a crime that was later thrown out.
Is it podcast safe? What was
Oh
it?
no, this was 25 years ago. I was pulled over in Minnesota.
Oh,
No, I was actually pulled over and arrested for DUI. I blew a 0.00. The blood draw said 0.00. I was the DUI. I was actually pulled over for having Texas plates in Minnesota. But I did get to spend the night in jail until we could go see the judge the next morning.
Oh,
you immediately threw it out too, so that it was a overnight inconvenience.
Yeah.
Nice.
Huh. I'm a mom. I mean, we're all parents, right? So, well, I mean, okay, maybe not all of us, but it sounds like a vacation a little bit for one night where you don't actually have a consequence at the end. Maybe sign me up.
It showed up when I went into Canada. They had to ask what it was. We had to pull all the arrest reports and the court records and all that other fun stuff before Canada would let me in. So yeah.
Oh man, did you get to go get the all dressed chips and the poutine?
Oh yeah. It was a blast.
Well, let's move on. So KLLM is in the news. We've seen it. They are being sued by the EEOC over allegations involving female driver trainees, including trainer availability, differences in pay while waiting for trainers, and a requirement that some women, get this, some women had to notify a spouse or partner before training with a male instructor. And there are legitimate privacy issues with OTR training, though. So I don't think it's a men bad, women good issue. I don't think that that's what this is.
No, this is company bad.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was looking at, as we were researching this last night, I was looking at all the headlines in it, and a lot, the focus is on, that is women this, women that, men are bad, blah blah blah, discrimination. But I think the bigger problem is pay. But we'll get into that.
I've got,
What about the fact? Well, what about the fact that most of the news media did not even pick up on that story? Because that happened back on Friday. That most media did not pick up on that story until just yesterday. Throw
My
that
bet
out.
is My bet is if you took a look at most news stories that involve women, it would probably, there's a high chance I would say that they're not really doted on in the media quite as well. I'm just saying. Just saying. Well,
I
Kevin,
have women pilot car drivers. I have women drivers. I don't care what your plumbing is. I don't care what color you are. You can be black, you can be white, you can be pink and purple polka dotted for all I care. It comes down to, can you do the job? And if you can do the job, I will compensate you for doing said job. I don't have a sliding scale based off of what color you are, what ethnicity you are, what your plumbing is. I have a scale based off of how heavy is it, how big is it, and how much does it pay. Oh, and by the way, you make a percentage of that.
okay, yeah.
So the only
No,
thing
I
that
got it.
slides is how much the
Clean.
load pays.
Simple.
Yeah, easy. But I don't know if we can do that or not. Does that make too much sense?
Yeah, hey,
Co-
I'm not going to go there.
Common sense is real hard for people. Well, so is the real problem actually trainer capacity then? Kevin, I'm going to start with you. Okay. Forget the lawsuit, right? Operationally, if most of your trainers are men and some of those men won't train women and women are requesting female drivers, isn't that basically a capacity planning problem? That's a company issue, right?
You're going to have to take it back a step further than that. As a man, if I was asked to train a woman OTR, I would probably respectfully decline too, because it puts me in a situation that I don't want to be in. Right? Perception is reality.
And that's fine.
And,
That's totally reasonable, right?
and so that's where I'm at with that. But if that's the case, how do you train female trainers?
Right.
We've got to figure that out, and maybe that starts on a short haul before you start going OTR. There's some great female drivers out there. Unfortunately, I think probably a lot of them have been in this situation and don't want to work for the big companies. A lot of the female drivers I know are owner operators themselves or work for much smaller fleets, not necessarily OTR, maybe regional or local. But yeah, I definitely think it's a personnel issue. If you don't have enough female drivers to train other female drivers, how do you get female drivers? Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Right.
What about you, John? What are your thoughts?
Well, one point that I think eludes a lot of people in this particular case is, as a male trainee is waiting for a trainer to be available, they were getting paid. Whereas in this particular case, a female waiting for a female trainer was not getting paid while they were waiting. So I
that's
think
an
that's
EEOC
where a lot
violation.
of the issues, which is why the EEOC is the one who's bringing this lawsuit.
Which they should.
KLM has got, absolutely. KLM is really stuck their nuts in the breeze on this one, and they're going to suffer. Now the question is, you've got a large fleet like KLM out there. They can't be the only ones who have this kind of practice if they are openly practicing this way. Right? I mean, Shimmi, you yourself mentioned that a lot of female drivers that you're aware of usually operate as owner operators or under small fleets. And it's because of the better treatment. It's because of the better equality. Does that mean that large fleets habitually are treating women that way? It's a question that probably needs to be examined by the large fleets.
So, John,
Go
ahead.
I don't even know if it's the large fleets habitually treating women that way. I think it's the large fleets habitually treating drivers that way. and women in trucking, unfortunately, are oftentimes cast in a lower tier than men are. But when you have that much bureaucracy, you know, how many layers are between the driver and management? How many dispatchers are involved in that? When you've got that many trucks, when you've got that many people involved, the sheer inertia of that just keeps driving it forward, and trying to make a change in that is tough. A lot of fleets also, and you'll see this from small fleets up to the large fleets, they cannibalize off of each other. We always say, especially in West Texas, that all of the heavy haul companies out there have an incestuous relationship with each other, where, you know, I'll hire him and then he'll go over here and then he'll come back, and guys just make the circle around, you know. So you get somebody that is at KLLM that did this, or allowed it to happen, or propagated it, or whatever the case may be. Then they're going to go on to another one. They take those same views, those same values, that same institutional mindset with them to the next place they go. Well, now it's ingrained over here, plus it's getting ingrained over here, and then it's going to go to the next place, and then it's going to go to the next place. So I think what you have is a personnel issue from management down.
Yep.
My humble opinion.
I think your
Oh
humble
no, I
opinion
mean,
is very
he's
correct.
absolutely right.
So, when it comes to, because you said if I'm uncomfortable as a trainer, you know, I shouldn't have to be put in that position, and so that's setting a personal boundary, right? So where's the line between respecting women's personal boundaries, or someone, not women, someone's personal boundaries, and then allowing an employee preference to dictate whether they're going to, you know, be training somebody, whether somebody gets training or not, because those women, until who knows how long it takes until they find a woman trainer. Where does a personal boundary get? What I don't understand how you can allow a personal boundary like that. The company should have something in place for that. That's their problem. They need to have more women trainers available then, if that's the case. If you're going to allow a personal preference, I won't do this, then great. Have an option, have another plan. I don't know. Do you disagree with that?
You've been in a truck, right? I know you have, John, but Shimmy, you've been in a truck before.
Not for any distance. I've gotten in one, yes.
But you've gotten in one and looked back in the sleeper, and if you're running a team operation, which is what they're doing when they're running a trainer trainee type deal, you've got a double bunk back there that is half the size of a kitchen of an efficiency apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And two people are expected to live there for days or weeks at a time. There is no privacy.
Right.
You're going to see each other's dangly bits, even if you're not trying to. It's going to happen. So that it comes down to, you know, the constraints of the road, the constraints of the truck, where you're going to be in close proximity to someone for that amount of time. Now we're looking at, you know, the logistical availability of putting people together, having the female trainers, getting the female trainers trained, and then, you know, honoring personal preference, honoring. From a standpoint of, if I was a woman, I would be a little bit worried about being in that close of a proximity to a man that I don't know, that I just met, that I'm going to be stuck in a coffin with for, you know, a week at a time.
All of that is reasonable. All of that is reasonable and fair and common sense. But the company should have to provide another option then. If they're going to take, a woman shouldn't be disadvantaged because
I agree,
of
100%. A
man's
woman
choice.
shouldn't be disadvantaged.
Yeah. So
If a man is going to be paid to sit there and wait on a trainer to show up, a woman should be trained the same. You should be. If the law is colorblind, the law is plumbing blind.
yes.
That's how that should work.
Yes. And also, how the fuck does a policy like having to notify your spouse get invented anyway? Like, somebody's like, you know where this would, you know, would fix this? Let's make sure her husband's notified. What the? What is that?
But I
There's
mean,
nothing. What's the actual thing
It's it
there's no problem that's solving? Who came up with this and why? It's so
if
stupid.
if a woman wants to have a medical procedure done, did we all just freeze real quick? I don't know. But if a
I
woman
think
wants
we
to have a
both
medical
did.
procedure done, to where okay, that may have been me. If a woman wants to have a medical procedure wherein she is going to limit her ability to bear children, there's a couple of different ways they can do that. 8 times out of 10, she's got to ask her husband. But if I
Yes,
want to have a medical procedure done that
yes.
limits my ability to have children, I can go in, get a shot of Valium, snip, snip, and sit on a bag of frozen peas for a couple of days and be fine, regardless of whether my wife, girlfriend, fiance, significant other, whatever it has is on board with it or not. So as a society, we still got this dichotomy between how we treat men and women. Do I agree with it? No, but that's where we're at. You
I
know,
think it's pretty
if
fair.
What was that?
if my wife was to come to me and say, "Hey, I want to get a hysterectomy," okay, go for it. If my girlfriend comes in and says, "I don't want to have kids, I want to get my tubes tied," okay, go for it. I don't have any say in what you do internally in your body. And if that doctor comes to me and says, "Hey, I need you to sign off on this," I will gladly sign off on him and say, "I want to talk to the administrator who invented this stupid ass rule that says that she needs my consent to do something." The same thing can be said in trucking. Why is it that we need a spouse's consent for someone to do their job?
It's absurd. I would really like to meet the person who came up with that. John, I saw your hand was raised. What was your 2 cents here?
Oh,
Because
I was
I'm
going to say,
giving it as
I'm
banned
living
if he
proof.
keeps going, and we'll go somewhere else
I'm
if you
living
want to
proof of
go.
that. Man, I got snipped at 25. Okay, and my wife had been begging for a hysterectomy because she's had issues. Medically it was warranted, and it still took her until she was in her mid 40s before a doctor finally agreed to do it. It's insanity. The disparity that exists between the sexes and what we get to do and what we don't get to do. And unfortunately, this traces all the way back to at least the 12th century. But I won't get into a history lesson on uh, on women's rights.
This morning show might go somewhere else, so we don't want it to. So let's move on to the next thing.
Let's stick to drugs and DOT.
Yeah, all them drugs. Sorry, no, just kidding. Don't do the drugs. Drugs are bad for you, okay?
Just say no.
Yeah.
Just say no.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh dear
I
God,
so I
we're really going off the rails now.
I know. Well, I keep coming back to, so if the allegations are accurate, okay, they probably are, right? Um, I would like to know if you feel like these women were given a choice even, because I don't know that that if you look at it, if it actually did come down to there being an actual choice for any of these women, because you either wait for a woman and potentially don't get paid, right? Or you take a male trainer and you notify your spouse, which if they made this a policy, you don't have a choice. Or you potentially wait anyway because a male trainer has the personal preference of saying no. So is there actually choice in this, or I,
My
I mean,
money is on no.
John?
Oh, I agree. I think somebody had a bright idea in their head. Their brains are stuck in the 1950s, and yeah, again, I'm not going to get too deep into that one. I'll get in trouble. Mother's going to have a problem with me if I go in if I get too deep in this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
well,
blood pressure's already rising.
So as
you,
the token female of the group, Shimmy, and I say that with all the love and respect. What are your thoughts on it?
I have a lot, but um,
What
probably
Timmy has thoughts? No, 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 no. She's not allowed to have
no.
thoughts.
I'm a li- I
We need to skip her.
I
Skip her.
just I
Please,
forgot to go
sorry.
make a sandwich. I'm gonna end up doing that after this. So going to make that sandwich. Actually, it would probably shock a lot of people to, I'm not a modern day feminist, and I mean, this will probably ruffle some feathers. I'm not a modern day feminist. I don't, I don't agree with it. I think that it actually has set back, women. But in this instance, I don't think this is like I don't think this is a men versus a women type of thing. I think this is a company issue. I think this is a company thing. And because I don't think it's unreasonable for a man to have the preference or a woman to have the preference of not sleeping in the same cab or being in an uncomfortable position. I think it's absolutely absurd that a company would make a fucking policy where you would have to notify somebody without, I mean, I don't even know what logic they would have behind that. And it's not even like in any industry, right? Like in any fucking industry. I don't know where that policy would exist at all. It's for a man or a woman, for anybody. It's stupid. Um and yeah, so I don't think it's unreasonable. I don't think it's unreasonable for them to want to. I do think that the company should have a plan set in place though. If you know that this is your policy, you know you're going to get blowback because obviously it's stupid. Why wouldn't you have something set in place?
There's a pressure
Everybody is
release valve.
focusing on the discrimination, and I don't
The
think that
pressure
that's
release
helpful.
valve is paying the trainees while they're waiting for the trainer. That's the pressure release valve. Okay, the fact that they are not doing it for women and they are doing it for men, the company deserves to be crucified in the court of public opinion as well as in an actual court.
Yes.
Assuming that is actually what happened, and keep in mind, innocent until proven guilty. But
yes, exactly.
My money's on the latter.
Right. I think this is a pay issue. I don't think. I think it is a pay issue. I think that it's a company that designed a system, or should design a system around reality, which is because this is not a normal. This is our industry does not create normal scenarios for people, right? Like being in so many ways. Being in a cab with somebody like it's not a normal way that most people are trained or having to encounter a situation like that. So if you know that, because then figure out an actual solution and have a woman ready. Have more women trainers. Like it's a company problem and it's a pay problem, and I think that's really the bigger issue than bad men discriminate against the women. That part is not for me the issue. It's anyway.
Agreed.
I digress.
Agreed.
It gave me a headache reading all of this and then going through. I read all the or a bunch of comments, and then interesting enough, Mother and I went and we were trying to read the comments on like KLLM's like social media and stuff, and either they're erasing comments or people are not commenting, which either way is interesting. But there were not very many. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the former more than the latter.
I would have liked to test it, and I would have just left a comment and seen if they deleted it.
I debated it. I mean, I still might leave a comment just for funsies. I like to shake it up a
What's
bit.
the worst they can do? Delete it?
I'd say, Shimmy, you wouldn't be you if you didn't do it.
I know. Surprisingly, I do scroll past a lot of things and not comments. I do also very much enjoy trolling trolls. So sometimes if maybe I can start at the conversation and then having them again, I don't know. It's a little hobby, right? It's a little hobby.
Oh, I love trolls. I absolutely love trolls, and I get plenty of them too. I love trolls because trolls equal engagement. And hey,
Exactly.
you know what? If you're reading my stuff, thank you very much. I really do appreciate the engagement. Have a great life. You're an idiot, but have a great life.
I just say that, I just tell them, hey, you're my biggest fan. Like, you keep coming back, you're gonna keep engaging, then you're my biggest fucking fan, bro. Like, oh, trolls, I have fun with them. I mean, you've seen it. You get like Serena and Jennifer and I on a post. We're done. You.
I'll pop a bag of popcorn and watch those comments in real time.
I just got 2 of our bingo items. Shimmy dropping an F-bomb. Mentioning a couple of her friends. There we go. Sorry.
Somebody said
Inner office bingo, everybody.
we should suggest, or somebody suggested a swear jar. I think was one of, I don't remember who, but somebody suggested a swear jar for us.
Yeah, I think,
or
are we looking into an
or
actual a digital swear jar that we're going to donate to charity?
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea.
Fucking awesome idea.
I think it's a fucking great idea.
What's your fucking language?
There you go. It's all for charity, folks.
There's $3 already. Come on.
You know what? God gave me this joke mouth. He'd want me to use it. Actually, you know what? I found out a fun little fact the other day. I had no idea in my 30-ish years of life. So my mother, she passed away when I was 11 of cancer. So I don't know a lot about things, but I was talking to an aunt, and she said that prior to when I was born, she apparently owned a couple trucks. I had no clue. I said,
So it is in your blood.
I've been living this for 16 years now, and you didn't tell me this? What is wrong with you? And I had a carrier tell me one time that he goes, were you born in a truck? And so now I'm like, it's possible I was at least conceived in one.
Oh, dear God. I could take that in so many different directions. I could go in so many different directions. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Do you know who your father is?
Okay, so funny story with that. All right, so my biological
Here we go. Down the rabbit hole. Quick funny story, and then I think we probably need to get back on track.
Yes. Oh, yes. And my mom's and it also makes sense because her CB handle was Satin. So anyway, so
Satin sheets to lie on.
Fast forward to when my sister and I were young. I have a twin sister. Okay, I'm older. Just make sure you know I'm older. Somehow at some point in time we had this idea. I don't know if my mom like told us or whatever, but we had this idea that our biological father was a driver for Swift, and in our hometown I-5 runs through it. So my sister and I would sit by across from I-5 and watch the Swift trucks and be like, Daddy, maybe that's our daddy, It's really now in my age, it's really fucking funny. It's fucking hilarious. And now what we do is we send, and also I have to reach out, we'll take pictures of Swift trucks. We'll take pictures of Swift trucks and we'll send them to each other, like when we're on the road. Like if you see them, and we'll be like, Daddy's here. Daddy's doing this.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
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 Oh wow.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to wrap my brain around that story, and I'm failing miserably.
I don't think anybody wants to hear me talk anymore.
I miss the days of CBs. I really do miss the days of CBs. I actually had my own handle back in the CB days. My father used to build CB radios as a hobby. He was known as Rocket Man. That was his handle. My mother was Launchpad. So I was Rocket Boy.
Interesting. I do remember sitting in my mom's, she had this old F-150 and she had a CB, and I do remember her talking on it, but let's move on. You're going to hear me talk one more time about something. Next is going to be the word of the day. And the word of the day I thought was, I think it's pretty appropriate. The word of the day is overage. Okay? It's a logistics terms, folks. It's also cocaine compatible.
Overage, yeah.
An overage is when you receive more freight than was supposed to be on the shipment. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, I feel like. All right.
So do you use Narcan did you use Narcan to resolve it? I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
Fuck, Kevin, these spicy loads down there are getting me. Oh my God.
Well, you don't necessarily have to use Narcan. You just have to have additional trucks to cut the product with.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Thin it out a little bit. Make it more profitable for all involved.
There you go.
So if your
There you
manifest says
go.
bell peppers and authorities find, 37.69 pounds of fucking cocaine in the trailer, like that's one hell
Well,
of an overage.
yeah, the cocaine itself is an overage, and we got to worry about the weight because let's face it, you got 80,000 pounds of capacity. You go over the 80,000 pounds, you got problems. I mean, God help you get on the scale. One of my favorite jokes that I've heard as a trucker is, guy pulls up, gets on the scale, and he's 40 pounds overweight, 40 pounds overweight. So what's he do? He belches and then asks the cop to weigh him again.
What? Oh my, is this? Oh, this is a.
I think my shit just died.
It's not Simpsons. This one's actually King of the Hill. Okay. I mean, yes, another cartoon on Fox. Give me a break. I love
was,
cartoons. All right.
was that a
Sue me.
convincing laugh?
Okay, fine. Okay, call it a dad joke. Go for it. I know. I'm the old man. It's fine.
All right, Kevin. Enough foreplay. Give us your hot load. Give us your hot load.
Hot load of the day. Hot load of the day. Mother, what do we have for hot load of the day today? I believe we were talking about it. This came from X. I cannot stress this enough. Know your height. Please, for the love of God, know your height. Let's watch.
Oh, we don't have video. These are two stills.
Oh, we don't have video. Okay. So if we look real close at this, yep, it's a split.
Love a reenactment. Remove the camera.
Truck drives down the road, bridge comes here, truck hits bridge, goes boom. That's how that went. So number one, and this was one of the first comments on there, and I love this. High cubes go on chassis or on step decks, not on flatbeds.
Amen.
Number two,
Amen.
Know your height, know your route, know your bridge clearance, read the signs. There was another picture that I'd asked to be put up here. $110, Amazon Prime, free delivery, generally within about 2 days. You can measure up to 20 feet with that bad boy right there. Most of you guys are going to be running a dry van or a reefer that's going to be legal height. Oh, is it gone?
What was that? No, I hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is not a paid promotion, by the way. This is just happens to be what I use. If you're a dry van or a reefer, or you're not over height on stuff, you know what? Maybe you don't need that. You'll be all right in 99% of the cases. However, you're not always okay. 13.6 may be legal height, but there are bridges that are shorter than 13.6. Generally, they are posted. They have flashing lights and other things to get your attention. Please, for the love of God, pay attention to that. And when the lights start flashing, look up and say, oh, shit, maybe I shouldn't go this way. Invest in a trucker GPS, or better yet, a road atlas. We can go old school. That way, if you forget your power cord or you step on it or somebody steals it, you still got your old school paper atlas. But you can't go everywhere a Prius can. Don't try. That's what we have for the load of the day today.
I've seen so many images of issues like this, and it actually surprised my wife. We were on our way to a vacation at my in-laws' place in Central Florida, and as we came up on a couple of bridges, there were actually construction signs sitting there saying, "Remember to pull down your dump." Okay, so you make sure your bed's not raised. I don't know how many times in Florida that happens, but I guarantee it happens a lot. I mean, oh my God, I remember seeing it happen in Georgia. I don't know how many times on 16. I mean, people aren't paying attention. They just don't pay attention. Again, this is the age of the YouTube University trucker who gets in the truck and thinks, "Oh, I'm legal height," and just plows right on wherever Waze tells them to go. Guys, if you're driving a truck, Waze is not your friend.
Now, Kevin,
No.
do you think that there's a slight possibility that was not the first truck that was on, and perhaps it was transloaded and possibly sold to another company? Hmm?
Look,
Transloaded, double
I think
brokered. At the
let's
end of the
just
day, it doesn't matter.
Who the fuck is putting
no.
it on? Because who the fuck is loading it and then and loading it onto the flatbed? Like, I mean,
Yeah, I've seen tons of shipping containers, including high cubes, getting loaded on the flatbed. Especially in a port city, if the container is damaged and the container's full and it needs to get emptied, you may have it chained to a flatbed instead of put onto a chassis because it won't marry to a chassis properly. You'll have it chained to a flatbed, and they drive it to a transload facility in order to strip it down and then move on. But in those instances, they usually don't have clearance issues because they know everything's coming around the port, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know how many containers I've stripped in my time running warehouses that have damaged iCube containers coming in on a flatbed. It's common, but dude, if you're driving a truck, know your shit. If you
If
don't
you're
know your
driving a
shit,
truck, you're responsible for it.
it's like the captain of a ship. You're the captain of the ship. You are 100% the captain of the ship. The broker can't tell you what to do. Your dispatch can't tell you what to do. No one can tell you what to do because you are the one person who is sitting there, who is dealing with it, who has to deal with the repercussions each and every single time. Don't let somebody push you around if you're a driver. Know your shit. If you don't know your shit, get the hell off the damn road. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little loud. I'm in a
No,
hotel.
no, and I mean, as a carrier, John, I'm with you 100%. The guys that show up and their pre-trip consists of turning their lights on, turning the key on, saying we got oil pressure, let's go. It doesn't work that way. But we also get the guys that they drove the truck yesterday, they park it, they go home, they get up the next morning, we go to get ready to load. My clearance lights don't work on the passenger side. Did you do a post trip yesterday? Well, no, I got back and I parked it. That's why I asked you to do a post trip. I have a mechanic that'll work on that at night if you tell us what's wrong with it. Go get a different trailer, we'll get that one fixed. Or I've had a couple of them go to the house. If you don't have a trailer you can pull that's legal, then go to the house. You don't get paid for today. If you can't do your job, all of your job, you're not going to get paid for it.
That's a little.
And part of your job,
the post-trip extension is part of the job. Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you have carriers that aren't, or drivers, sorry, if you have drivers that aren't following through with that, or I would say that's a little red flaggy, which, see, that was a smooth transition. Oh, wait, shit.
Uh-huh.
Not mirror. It's not mirror.
Uh-huh.
Today's red flag would be.
Nice. And of course, for the red flag, I actually have a couple things I want to talk about. Okay, since I get my time now.
John wants
First
to
things
talk?
first.
No.
Oh, I know. I think if we cut
Talk
this
and
up
awe.
minute by minute, I bet you I am less than 30% today. I'm about to fix that. Okay. So I am absolutely a nerd, as everyone well knows. Okay. So I get really excited on Tuesdays because on Tuesdays, the Department of Energy, yes. Anywho, the Department of Energy releases their diesel numbers. So if you are in pricing, you probably watch this very closely. And as of yesterday, unbelievably, against all conventional wisdom in economics, the price of diesel has actually gone down by 9.1 cents compared to last week under the U.S. average. So good news for truckers out there. Diesel prices are going down. Why it's against all conventional knowledge is we're still in a period of unrestricted warfare where 25% of the world's oil supply is being bottled up. So I still have not figured out that one. But we'll cross that bridge another time. Yes, I'm a big nerd, and I've been tracking diesel prices for 20 some odd years. So yeah,
we did Star Trek, but we didn't do the freight broker or the logistics world sign. That's a,
So for the swear jar, is that by the second?
continue on.
That's like a $20 one right there.
So you love how she pushes me to go ahead and continue. Well, the U.S. is not the only place that has got issues with theft. Canada has its own fair share of fun too. And in July, they had a very interesting case where an abandoned trailer that was being investigated by police led to actually 2 truckloads of electronics equipment that were stolen being discovered in close proximity to each other. So basically, what ended up happening is crooks in Canada had created a fake trucking company, had a shipper hire said fake trucking company to move these 2 truckloads of electronics, and then they stole those electronics. So I guess that means it's easier in Canada to create a trucking company for theft, but I don't want my Canadian friends sitting there blowing me up and saying, "John, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong." It's okay, guys. You can go ahead and tell me that. The electronics equipment itself that were recovered came out to around $700,000 worth of equipment, as well as the 2 tractors and 2 trailers, which were also stolen, were also recovered, and that was $105,000. So grand total, we're looking at almost $800,000 in stolen property that was recovered by Canadian authorities in that particular case. I love when we get stories of recoveries like this, because I got to tell you, folks, I deal a lot in cargo recovery, and I've had a lot of people sit there and say, "John, how the hell do you do it?" Because there are 2 things that are really important if you are dealing with a stolen load as a broker or as a shipper. One is speed. For the love of God, you have to be quick. You have to say something. You have to get people involved. You have to get the authorities involved. Do not sit there and get embarrassed and say, "Oh crap, my load got stolen. I didn't want people to know that I became a victim. I'm going to look bad." If you decide how much you want to suffer, do you want to suffer for the loss of a load, which could be $1,000,000, or do you want to suffer a mild bit of inconvenience, looking a little bad? Because, folks, everyone is getting robbed. It's happening to everybody. Okay. There's only probably about a handful of people on one hand that I know of who have never been a victim of freight fraud. So it's not if it's going to happen, it's when. Say something. I have a far better chance of finding your cargo and getting it back to you intact if I heard about it in the within 12 hours of it happening. If I didn't hear about it in 24 hours, yeah, if I don't hear about it within 24 hours, your cargo's freaking gone. Because y'all know how it works, right?
You're going to lose your damn customer, because obviously you're not, I mean, you care more about that than actually taking care of your customer. I mean, they're going to want their shit back. That's a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's electronics or shoes or cars.
Cocaine.
I don't care what it is. If it's got or cocaine, lobsters, whatever. Guys, if it has any value whatsoever, the crook's going to get their hands on it. That's all they want. They want your money. I have no idea.
We see it on our fuel cards. We see it in our fuel cards. People skim fuel cards. It's crazy.
Do you think that people would have more jail time if they stole $800,000 in electronics or $800,000 in cocaine?
Well, possession of electronics is not a crime. Possession of cocaine is automatically a crime. So you got to pay attention to what it is that you're stealing. That's probably why these guys go often for tires and copper and shoes, because those items aren't exactly illegal. It's the smugglers who like to deal with the illicit stuff.
Yeah.
The Han Solo for
such a nerd.
For a Star Wars.
So, question on the red flag. On the, and this is going to show my nerdiness and patriotism all in one. Roughly $800,000 in recovered stolen goods. Was that 800,000 US or 800,000 Canadian? And if it was Canadian, what is the current conversion for mooses to eagle?
That is a damn good question, and you know what? That's one I don't have an answer to. So
Mooses or meese?
you have successfully played Stump the Dummy. Kevin, I owe you a Starbucks. Congratulations.
I'll take it upon our next meeting, sir.
There you go. Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of stupid, crazy stuff in dealing with the work that I do.
What was the craziest thing that has been stolen that you've been a part of, or part of, or found, or
Condoms.
What?
Condoms. Truckload of condoms.
What is this, like the Planned Parenthood bandit or something? Like what?
A truckload of condoms. I knew it got stolen. I had not heard what has happened about that particular case, but this was a little over a year ago. A truckload of condoms disappeared. I want to say it was around Chicago. I'm not sure if it was a targeted thing or a target of opportunity where someone just stole the truck and just so happened to have a truckload of condoms.
That's beautiful. Could you
I'm
imagine?
not entirely sure that was targeted. Well, I mean, it's not like you have the guys running alongside the trains in the desert in Arizona right now who jump up onto the train. They know exactly what container to hit. They open up the container while the train is in motion, throwing boxes down to a box truck or a sprinter van that's driving alongside. I mean, the kinds of crazy things we are seeing going on in this industry blows my mind. And I do this for a living, and it blows my mind.
Yeah.
Take that for what it's worth. Actually, I'm in Arizona right now, so I'm hoping I can get some time to head north a little bit and stake out the rails and watch it happen.
Get some drone footage.
Some popcorn. Well,
that would be great, wouldn't it?
Does anybody have any final thoughts before we wrap up? I do have one shout out I'd like to do in the spirit of women truckers.
Fire away.
This is my lovely daughter, and Trenton Martin gave her the funny nickname of the Princess of Freight because she's been, since before she was born, she's been going. But this Ingrid Brown sent her this little truck. It's a mini truck that First Gear made. It's a mini replica of hers for a truck collection, and she wrote a little note on it. It's so cute. Now, if you want to talk about badass truck drivers and women, Ingrid Brown is one of those. And I'll tell you what, that thing is in my daughter's collection and not mine because she has her own collection now. So it's funny when she gets
her collection's bigger than yours, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Her collection's bigger than yours, isn't it?
No, it's not. But I mean, I guess, if I ever die, then she'll or when I die, she'll inherit my collection. But at least I know she loves them. She was so excited.
That is cool.
Well, folks, it's Wednesday. It's hump day. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. On behalf of the entire KTM team, take care. Be safe. We will see you again on Friday. And remember,
8 a.m. Central.
I got to ask one question. Huh? What was that?
8 a.m. Central. 8 a.m. Central.
8 a.m.
Too early Pacific time.
But I've got only one real question for you. Do you even freight? See you Friday, folks.
Absolutely, we do. Bye.